Hello, my name is Charity Gardner, and I have a wonderful opportunity for you to be a blessing and a help to someone in your own community, someone in Chicago who has been experiencing absolute homelessness. I have come up with a program, and the name of that program is Chicago Homeless Care Act. And what this program does is it kills two birds with one stone. What does that mean? Well, Chicago is a city that is full of vacant homes, vacant buildings, vacant apartment buildings. And then we have a number of homeless people that are living on the viaducts, that are living on the streets as well. So what I propose is a program that is able to both help the homeowners and those that are living on the street come together in an integrated way that will be able to meet both needs at the same time. Well, we know those that own homes and properties, sometimes they need government assistance, sometimes they need help. Well, if we can get those homes occupied by somebody that have been living in absolute homelessness, then what happens is we'll be able to help that person and that homeowner. So, the mission of the Chicago Homeless Care Act is to help people facing absolute homelessness get resources and tools they'll need to stay off the street and build a healthy, stable life. Now, I believe that everyone deserves safe housing, basic needs like food and mental health care, and a real path toward self sufficiency and autonomy. As a faith based program, we intertwine compassion and hope in everything that we do. Our mission for Chicago Homeless Act is to provide a solution to end absolute homelessness across Chicago by providing integrated support services. What does that look like? Well, we're going to provide mental health care, job training, housing placement, and our mission is to help citizens facing absolute homelessness receive resources and the necessary tools to not just put them in a home temporarily, but to keep them off the street and in a healthy environment where they can build and grow. We believe that everyone deserves safe and stable housing. Essential resources like food and mental health care and a path towards self sufficiency and autonomy. We are a faith based program and believe that in integrating faith and compassion in our core value system, that we will be effective. So right now, 7,450 people in our city, well, roughly around that, in our city are living in absolute homelessness. They're not tight on rent. They're not staying with family members. They have absolute homelessness, meaning they are sleeping on the street or they're going from shelter to shelter, and some nights they're under the viaduct. They have absolutely nowhere to go. A person without housing has a 60% higher chance of dying than someone who is already housed. And their life expectancy is 26 years shorter than someone with a stable address. That is not a statistic. That's the truth. That is somebody's son. That's somebody's mother. Somebody who used to have a name people called them by before the streets started calling them a bum or someone that is homeless. So the Chicago Care Act will take those people and we will house them. And I know, it seems like it's not feasible, but it is. It is. We can do it because we have way more vacant buildings, way more vacant apartments than we do have homeless people. So we're going to assess 745 individuals initially who have absolute homelessness. And we're going to look at how the majority of those are affected. And we'll look at their income and what they can bring to the table. I'm sure it'll be almost nothing. And our pilot population will be veterans, which shape our partnership with the Home Depot Foundation Veteran Housing Grant Program. What we would do is our team will canvas the hot spots downtown, including Tent City and the Loop, and we'll complete an individual needs assessment with each person before we'll intake them into our program. Our 5 program objectives are to provide personal development plans for homeless individuals in Chicago, including money management and addiction counseling. We'll support the homeless population with mental health programs. We'll support the homeless population through just those counseling sessions, those one-on-one counseling sessions that makes it personable, right? We'll house the absolute homeless population, beginning with the downtown Loop corridor. We'll cut down on the costs caused by encampments and police presence and mortality rates. Will reduce the number of vacant housing units in Chicago by partnering with property owners. So again, we're going to cut down the cost that has been caused by encampments and police presence. So what that means is now we will be responsible for those individuals, so the police won't have to go to where their encampments are. We won't have to get the streets clean as often. We're going to actually save a lot of money. I believe that CHCA will work. I believe that on the back end, we would save more money in our city than we would from our initial cost. I am providing a contract list, a staffing plan, and so that you will have all of that in your face. What is our actual staffing budget? It will end up being $897,000 a year. And our property and operational expenses total will end up being $1,979,190. I do not believe that cost is too high to end absolute homelessness in Chicago. I believe we will end up saving money, and I believe that many people will be benefited by this program. Why won't you partner with me and help me in absolute homelessness? My name is Charity Gardner. I hope this suffices, and I appreciate you listening and taking the time to hear my proposition. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.